got the dry ingredients that we're going to need already in the bowl, already measured out. But it's going to be 10 tablespoons of yellow or white cornmeal or flour. The finer it is, the better the consistency of the boilie at the end. Also going to need 6 tablespoons of flour, 4 teaspoons of sugar. I did 4 teaspoons of sugar and 1 teaspoon of brown sugar just for that extra molasses, the smell. 2 tablespoons of vanilla, which I haven't added yet, and 4 3/4 tablespoons of eggs, and it can be egg whites and yolks mixed together, doesn't matter. Also, you could also add any kind of flavoring you want. It's unlimited possibilities. A lot of times I'll do strawberry or cherry, something, any kind of flavoring as far as Kool-Aid packets, drink mixes, anything like that, powdered, whatever can go in. Or you can use strawberry extracts, banana extracts, anything like that can go in with your wet ingredients as well. So one thing that I put in that you don't see a lot of, and I think has to do with the smell being broadcasted, is I add coffee, kind of my little secret to my boilies. I think I get a lot more bites with coffee added in, whether it's on top of the strawberry or whatever extract that you use or Kool-Aid mixture that you use, or I'm just going to do straight coffee on this one. It's worked good for me in the past, and that's what I'm going to go with this time. So go ahead, and I'm going to add probably 4 tablespoons or 3 tablespoons of the coffee. And this can be grounds that you've already used out of a K-cup or your coffee. I'm just using not used coffee grounds because I didn't make any coffee this morning. So go ahead and we'll get started with that and kind of show you guys towards the end of what it's going to look like whenever you get everything added together. You should have a nice ball of dough, and then I'll kind of show you how I break them up, roll them into like boilie size or bait size, and then I'll show you the cooking process for that as well. So we'll get started on adding the coffee and the other ingredients to this. I'm going to go ahead and add the vanilla extract. And then we'll do the coffee. Now we'll work on getting the 4 3/4 tablespoons of mixed egg into the match. And you might have to add a little bit more egg wash as you're going, depending on what the consistency of the batter is. You don't really want it a batter. You want it to form like a nice ball. not be dry, crumbly, be able to mold it, um, and not fall apart, but not like really stick into your hands or runny. So just gonna use a fork and start mixing all this kind of together, getting it all bound up, getting dry ingredients mixed around. Kind of want to press it up against the side, break down any clumps that are in there just to get the liquid from the eggs spread throughout. Like I said, probably gonna have to add more to get that consistency that I'm looking for. I think we're pretty much there on that. I'm just going to take a little piece here. I'm going to see how it works up. See if I can make a bait-sized ball with it. Don't want it crumbly. Smashes kind of like almost like a Play-Doh consistency. Don't want it too wet. Notice it's not really sticking to my fingers. Nice and pliable, but not breaking apart and crumbling. So that's basically what you want to see right there. Try to make a nice symmetrical little ball with it. And that's what I'm looking for. So I think we're pretty good on that. So the next step is just to basically go through with your whole entire batch and roll them all into little balls, anywhere about the size of, I would say, like a nickel quarter size, in between there. Really don't want them too big, about the size of a large marble, I would say. But you can kind of see about that size right there. And so I'm just going to skip ahead to that part. And once I get all that done, we'll go ahead and I'll show you the cooking process for these to get them cooked up. And I'll be right back. Alright guys, so got them all rolled out. Came out to be about 45 boilies. Got water, just plain water in a pot. Get it to a rolling boil. And then couple at a time. Let them cook till they float to the surface, start coming on the surface. Let them go for a little bit, just to let them cook all the way through. But usually when they float, they're pretty much done. Got a separate plate with a paper towel just to put them onto, absorb some of the excess water, because you don't want them. You want them to dry out after you get done boiling and everything. Let them cool down and take them off of the paper towel, put them onto something else, and then you're gonna let them sit out for a while till they dry up. And once they get dried out, not wet to the touch, not tacky, but you can kind of feel them and they don't have any water on them, then you can go ahead and put them in a Ziploc bag or any container, and they'll store for maybe 2 to 3 weeks, and still be good. I have vacuum packed them, and and froze them. They still work, but I think some of the flavoring wears off after you freeze them and then open them back up. They will still work, just not as effective as getting them first right out and done. So go ahead and get a couple of these on here. Just lower them down into the water. I like to move them a little bit every once in a while. That way they don't stick to the bottom. You don't want them sticking to the bottom to get any burn spots on them or anything like that. So just move them around every once in a while. And like I said, once they start to float, you know they're pretty much done, and we can transfer them over to the plate with the paper towel. I don't like doing them all at the same time. That way you have plenty of room to keep them moving and they don't stick to the bottom of your pan. And it only takes a couple minutes to get them done. Alright guys, so we got a couple of the smaller ones. Now they're not all going to be all the same size, rolling them by hand. So you can kind of see a couple of the smaller ones are getting pushed up by the boiling and coming to the top and then kind of circulating back around. So I'm going to go ahead, got like 3 or 4 of them here that keep doing that. So I'm going to go ahead, pull those couple out, and as they start coming up, circulating, then you can start pulling them off without getting them on the burner and making a mess. Some of these bigger ones are going to take just a little bit longer, but the bubbles in the boil are catching them. You can kind of see them stirring around instead of just sitting on the bottom. So they're pretty much done. I'll give them a couple more seconds here and then pull all of them and start the next batch. Alright guys, so got them all off, got them out of the water, got them on the plate with the paper towel, and going to, every once in a while, I just take the plate and I'll just roll them around. The more water you get off of them now, the longer they're going to last. Let the moisture pool out of them. Once they are dried off a little bit, cool down, I'm going to transfer them to something else, and I'm going to let them sit. Just let them sit out and evaporate the water off of them. The more you can get out of them, the more you can get off of them, the longer they're going to last. Like I said, 2 to 3 weeks is normally about how long I can store them before they start getting a little bit of mold or something on them. And then I'll throw them away if I don't use them by then. Or like I said, you can still freeze them. They might not be as good as when you first do them. After you freeze them, you kind of lose some of your scent and some of your attractant as far as the smell. And then if you can take these outside. If it's a nice, warm, breezy, sunny day, take them outside, let them sit outside, and let the air blow over them, sit them in the sun, and that'll help pull a lot more of that moisture out if you can. That's the best thing to do. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I will get into tying a hair rig for throwing these.